It's Friday night. Time for high school football. KMIR News. Friday Night Lights. Brought to you by General Air Conditioning.
Welcome to Friday Night Lights, your complete wrap of all the high school football games here in the Coachella Valley. The final night of league action tonight, so let's get right out to Julie BUEHLER. She kicks our Friday night team coverage. Julie.
Hi, Gino. You know, with playoff positions set in the DVL, pride was on the line across the Coachella Valley. And here at Cathedral City, I'm happy to say that the Palm Springs Indians, well, they have a lot to be proud of. Let's get you out to the game action. Because the Cathedral City Lions student section, they have to be proud of themselves as well. Amazing spirit. But the Indians had only one thing on their mind, and that was getting to 10-0, and they got it. A perfect regular season. Taylor Hawkins was huge for the Indians. 5 touchdowns on the night. 4 he caught from Will Olvera and then added 1 with a punt return. The final here at Cathedral City, the Indians take it 55-10. Now playoff pairings are released Sunday, and the Indians should be the top seed in the division as they are the defending CIF champs. Let's head on over to Indio, where they had the Bell game, and it's the largest rivalry in the Coachella Valley, and supporters for both the Arabs and the Rajas rallied to raise money for a joint scholarship fund. Before the game, there was a barbecue auction and a chance to meet NFL players. And also before the game, I got to run into a very special lady who's attended 54 of 56 Bell games. Sally, how many of these Bell games have you been to?
54.
Why'd you miss the 2?
Well, one I was pregnant, and the other one I was out of town.
How important do you think this rivalry is to the Coachella Valley?
I think it's very important. It brings the valley together. We have the desert area here, and we have the farming area over there, and I think it's just a wonderful, wonderful idea.
Now, just for the record, Sally said she was wearing a La Quinta sweatshirt because she has a grandson that also plays for the Blackhawks. But the stands were packed at Indio High School, but the game was very one-sided. The Arabs take it 41-10, and they head to the De Anza League with the Bell. Now, just in a few minutes, we'll hear from head coach Dan Murphy and Taylor Hawkins with Palm Springs High School about how that 10-0 feels, but also how much work is still ahead of them. Back to you, Gino.
All right, thank you, Julie. Continuing our coverage of tonight's league action, KMIR's Bridget Case joins us now with more. Bridget.
After losing to the comeback kids of Xavier Prep in a dramatic overtime ending just 1 year ago, the Palm Desert Aztecs were in search of retrieving that crown back tonight in the classic Kings of Cook Street rivalry. And although Xavier Prep won the head-to-head matchup last year, thinking they had secured that playoff bid, they lacked the stronger overall record Palm Desert had in their back pocket. And as if the rivalry couldn't get any more intense, former St. Matthew Fitzgerald is now an Aztec, and he looks to continue his reign, leading Palm Desert to victory. But before the Aztecs could say, all hail the red and gold, Xavier Prep tosses an effortless 80-yarder into the end zone to go up 7-0 on the Aztecs in the first play of the game. But a long Palm Desert drive downfield would things heat up with a pair of 7s, and then it's just an absolute slugfest from there. Palm Desert leading 21-7 at the half, improving to 31-7 when they return, and it's a straight blowout final score for you, 41-7 Palm Desert. The Aztecs are Kings of Cook Street this year, thanks to senior stardom from Bo Berryhill and Tristan Sinkinson tonight. They can rest easy now with a 6-4 winning record, second in the DVL, and an invite to the playoffs. The Rams hosted the Bears tonight in a battle between two struggling offenses, with Desert Mirage stuck in a 6-game losing streak, but this week things would brighten up out in the East Valley, although it was a nail-biter until the clock ran out. Desert Mirage ends things on a high note. It's a close one, a 36-33 win for the now 4-6 Rams. They finished the season just the way they started. And coming up, we bring you one of the most anticipated matchups of the night. It's the single game in the Valley that has playoff implications, as one team's 2015 run will end and another's postseason could just be getting started. Gino.
All right, thank you, Bridget. Coming up on Friday Night Lights, we're going to head out to Desert Hot Springs for that playoff implicated game, and then we're going to have game reaction from Cathedral City as Friday Night Lights continues. Friday Night Lights continues now. Sports reporter Bridget Case takes us to Desert Hot Springs. Bridget.
That's right, a big game tonight out in DHS with playoff possibilities on the line. A victory for one De Anza League team tonight could give them a chance to earn an at-large bid, but a loss could end their season altogether. The blue and gold fueled fear into the Knights this evening with home field advantage, but surprisingly they were not as offensively explosive as usual. It was a slow first half, stuck at 7-7 tie after 2, and with tough defenses on both sides ruling the field, the ball wouldn't move much through the third. It's still 7-all, but the Knights pump out a few scrappy plays to go up on the home team by 6. It's a shocking 13-7 win for Shadow Hills. Now, nothing is secured for the Knights or the Golden Eagles, but they'll say their prayers tonight as they head to bed, hoping they did everything they can to get that postseason play. And taking a look at two playoff teams that are ready for the playoffs, the Rattlers are kicking back on the bleachers tonight after a dominant season led by a historic group of seniors. It's Rancho Mirage's first graduating class, and for the first time since the school opened in 2013, they get the playoff bid. Despite 2 early hiccups, but with only 1 league loss, they boast an overall 8-2 winning record for 2015, sitting second in De Anza, and of course, their season isn't over yet. La Quinta also off this week. They're positioned 3rd in the DVL. That playoff spot is now secured after going just 4-6 on the season, but they sport a stronger 4-2 finish in league play, which is all that matters. And a big congratulations to all the Valley teams who will get that bid. And of course, it's a bittersweet ending as the regular season comes to a close. But stay with us in these next few weeks as KMIR will be your one-stop shop for CIF playoffs. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bridget. Let's go back out now to Julie Buehler in Cathedral City with game reaction. Julie.
That's right, Gino. I got to catch up with head coach Dan Murphy and talk about that fine line between pushing the players into a playoff push, but also relaxing after a 10-0 season and giving them a little bit of a break. Plus, Taylor Hawkins, he had a couple words for me, and those words were, we got more work to do.
Yeah, that's, you know, what the kids accomplished was great, you know, when the expectations were so high, you know, they came out week in and week out and performed. But now we start a whole new season. They understand that. Tomorrow we get back to work, and Sunday get our pairings and start all over again.
Coach, obviously there's a balance between driving the kids pretty hard and then giving them a break after season. Where do you find yourself in that balance?
They haven't had a break yet, so maybe after the CIF title we'll give them a little break before that. But no, we have a lot of fun at practice. You know, I kind of lighten up on them at times and come down on them when I have to, but the kids are great. I mean, they respond. They know what our long-term goal is, and they want it as much as anybody, so they do everything that we ask them to do.
Last year you got the CIF title, but you didn't get the DVL title. This year you've got the DVL title. The CIF title has yet to be determined.
It's just a great opportunity to go back to the CIF playoffs, and the DVL title is definitely a great accomplishment. It means a lot to our team and definitely our coaches too. A very impressive season for all the teams in the Coachella Valley, but in particular the 10-0 Palm Springs Indians, who last year won a CIF title as the underdog. No one expected them to do that, but this year they've had that target on their back. In fact, I asked Taylor Hawkins, is that target a little heavy? He said it is, but they've got a lot of work to do. Now they do have some injuries, and so next week we'll be paying close attention to that. Trenton Thompson, a key player on defense and on offense, had a little turf toe issue, and Will Vera has a banged up ankle, but this team has a lot of heart, Gino. So as Bridget said, we're excited for the playoffs to start, and unfortunately the season ends for a lot of local teams, but it's just beginning for the postseason. At Cathedral High School, I'm Julie Buehler. At Cathedral City High School, I'm Julie Buehler, KMIR News.
All right, thank you, Julie. All right, that's going to do it for this week's Friday Night Lights, but coming up next, we'll have a look at your weekend forecast.